Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger, and I'm doing a full tank review on the AMX CDC. But first, update 5.6 is around the corner, and there is a new map here, Normandy. And no, this is not me driving on the open server, because I don't have access. I've been told by Wargaming that I need 5,000 subscribers to get a press account. So, guys, help me out big time. Hit that subscribe button below and help me get on my way to those 5,000 subscribers so I can bring you early map coverage and detailed tank reviews. So now let's jump to that AMX CDC currently for sale in the store. Alright guys, here is the CDC in the garage. You can see this is a pretty big tank, but it has got a lot of speed, 60 kilometers per hour. It's also got good damage per minute stats when compared to the other tier 8 mediums. And it's also got pretty good pen. Now the downside, obviously, you've got basically zero armor, 30 to 40 millimeters all the way around. So just setting this up real quick, you can see I'm running 54 AP 25 APCR. Make sure you're buying that with credits, and 11 HE. As far as equipment goes, I am running the calibrated shells. It's going to get our pen up to 223. I did struggle just a touch with some of the tier 9s, which is why I went with the calibrated shells. You've also already got the highest DPM in the game as far as a tier 8 medium premium. So I felt like, going with the gun rammer just really wasn't all that necessary. I am running improved modules. Obviously, this is a tank that you can get good top speed. It's pretty heavy. You can do some serious damage ramming, which is why I'm running the improved modules. Improved optics gets that view range up to 286. Enhanced gun laying drive gets our aim time down a little bit. Again, it's already got good dispersion numbers, so it can be a sniping tank. If that's how you prefer to play it, then I would recommend going with supercharged, but that's primarily not how I'm playing it. You've got no armor, so enhanced armor doesn't help at all. So go ahead and grab those extra 90 hit points, and then run engine accelerator, which helps out in all of those categories. Could certainly see running either of the vertical stabilizer or refined guns. I don't think it's worth spending the 187,000 credits. Obviously, that's 25% off too. The tank works very well without this third level, but choose this based upon your playstyle. If you're in front of everybody, vertical stabilizer. If you're more of a sniper tank, then choose your refined gun. Alright, so here is blitzstars.com. Got the AMX on the left, and the rest of these are all tier 8 medium premium tanks. There's a large selection of them. Panther 88, Type 59, M4A1, the T-34-3, and Super Pershing. And you can see here, without any sort of equipment, the DPM 2293 edges out the Panther 88, which I hear is going to get a little bit of a buff coming up soon. Now, I believe the AMX also got buffed a little bit a while back. I'm not sure when that happened exactly. But also with our pen of 212, Alpha 225, you can see we've got a lot of red to the right, meaning the AMX really does well with our basic gun stats. Rate of fire, 10.19. Reload, 5.6 seconds. Nice shell velocity. And then when we move down to weapon handling, aim time 1.54 there. I mean, that's as good as the Panther 88. Dispersion is a little bit worse than the Panther 88. One thing I do gripe about with this tank, it's obviously a fast mobile tank, but it has horrible dispersion on the move. So hitting anything while you're moving is difficult. You've got negative 10 degrees of gun depression. Speed here, 60 kilometers per hour. We're way above these other ones with our 1,300 engine horsepower. So tank moves really, really well. Moving on down here to the miscellaneous, you can see 1.75 credit coefficient. You're going to make credits in this tank, believe me. And I talked about the Rudy in my last review, and it makes credits at 1.5. So just imagine what you can do with this 1.75. But downside, hull armor 30 on the front, on the turrets, and 20 on the side. I mean, that's just abysmal. So get used to seeing a lot of HE coming your way. All right, guys, here is the first game on Mayan Ruins as top tier. And, one of those things, I like to play a few games, get some footage. At 12 games, I was at 25% win rate, and I felt like I had played really well. My damage per game was right at 2,000. And you look to the right there, my survival rate is 53%, even though I've got a win rate of 33% in this tank over the last 15 games. Now, I've played about 50-plus games in the tank, and obviously that doesn't include all of those battles recently on the Halloween event. But anyway, you can see here what this tank does well is get to a spotting location in the middle of the map, and you're a spotter, really. And then you've got to figure out what the best play is from who you've spotted, where you've spotted them, etc. And you can see, I've gotten 2 shots in on tanks now, really without anyone looking my direction. Now the IS-5 is there. He gets his shot but misses it, and he's going to push forward. So he's going to be underneath me. He's not going to be able to shoot up, so I'll just focus on this Comet when he sticks around the corner there, and we're just going to back up. So at 225 average damage, it really starts to mount when you can have a game where you can get 6 or 7 shots here in a row like this. So Comet is now pushing up. He's in trouble. He's going to try to push through here. We'll finish him off. So here we are, 1,600 damage already, and basically just getting started now. That was a bit of a cheeky shot there, trying to shoot the hatch on top of the IS-5. He is now turned, focusing on the guys behind him, so we can safely pull around here and not worry about any sort of return fire from the enemy. ISU sitting out in the middle of nowhere, just pointing straight this direction. So we'll make sure we take our shot and pull back. Trying to get this next shot in, and we get blocked. But that's okay. We take our time. Look at that, 281 for getting consecutive shots in. 3 tanks left, and that's what this tank does really well. You can see here up to 40, 50 kilometers per hour, just like that. And we're getting back in the battle, and we're getting in fast. We've saved all of our hit points, so we're okay. We can go one-on-one with this Tiger too. He tracks us. So you see how easy it is just to circle him in this tank. And he finally gets taken care of. And so now I'm at 3,000 damage, and assuming that this last guy is AFK, so we're going to go over to their spawn. And again, just note how well this tank drives. If you have a Dracula in your garage, you're going to feel right at home from day one in this tank. Look at that, 60 kilometers per hour. So he's not here. So now I'm just really hoping that I can find this guy and finish him off and get all of these hit points. I'm really thinking I've got to be close to a mastery badge in this. And I know I said earlier in the game, look at the size of this bloom. But it does manage to hit on the first one. Go ahead and ram, finish him off. And so now I know my guys are getting close. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and block him. Don't want anyone shooting him. A shot comes in, but it bounces luckily. And I get that kill there, 4,417 damage. But you know what? Only good enough for level 1, guys. Yeah, so there's a lot of guys out there playing this tank. But look at this, 174,000 credits. This is without any sort of missions involved as well. So good game, good money maker there. All right, guys, bottom tier, Supremacy, Black Goldville. And I know I showed that stat. The beginning of last game, my win rate's 33%, but my survival rate's actually higher. So here we are, Leopard PTA, Tier 9. Look at me, just flying along with him. Yeah, that's right. We're a little bit faster than the Leopard PTA. So we come up to caves and notice obviously they've gone down to B and C. So figure I'm going to jump up here and try to get at least one shot in. You see we bounced the side of that IS-5 there. A little disappointing. But we'll just stick down here and we'll get the cap. And, you know, obviously one of the nice things with a tank this fast is our ability to get on the flank and get behind some unsuspecting tanks. So we're coming around here. We've got nice bush cover. And aim for the tracks on that 46 Patton. Get a couple shots into him. And oh boy, his game just kind of diminished there down to 80 hit points. But you can see here they are in the middle capping B, which is going to cause a problem. We are even at one tank lost each. And now I'm just searching, you know, where's the weak spot. They are nicely all in the middle here. And you can see another IS, so we're going to bounce the front off. We're going to try APCR, but we get spotted, and so we back up. Again, just looking for weak spots, CDC. Now, you know, if this was my playstyle and I had a refined gun on, you know, I might be making these shots, but you can see here, that second shot went in, but it was lower than what I was aiming. That shot goes higher than what I was aiming. So difficult time being a really accurate sniper unless we put that refined gun on our equipment. We are now spotted, and I felt it was time to move in because, you know, they're getting up there 600 hit points, base cap points. And I figured that the outside of the map here was the weakest point, and I get up behind this IS-3. I do drop adrenaline, and here's another one of those. Switch over to HE, and this shot goes way right of where I was aiming and hits that gun mantlet part, and you know, I get half the damage of what I really should have got out of that shot. Now, situation's getting dire here. They've got 800 base cap points. They're up 2 tanks to 1. And I've got to get tanks out of the game. CDC's rushing by. We'll get one shot more into him, and then come down and finish off the Carnivore here. They're at 915, 920. Still need more kills. I've conserved my hit points so I can take these big shots here towards the end and finish off that CDC down to 940. This game is getting tight. Leo, what are you doing, dude? I need you to kill somebody. 995. We get the kill back to 960. And I really can't take another shot from the Waffentragen there. So, yeah, that part of my game where I'm doing tons of damage in this tank but not winning. And you can see there, staying alive, 38 damage, 81,000 credits, and the big L. But fun, you know, that's a fun game. I don't mind losing a game like that. All right, guys, here's another game. Himmelsdorf, bottom tier again, Supremacy. Bet you can guess what happens. Nah, maybe not. Anyway, I think I forgot to mention, guys, that this tank, the AMX CDC, is for sale right now in the garage, in the store, for 5,000 gold. You know, this is part of the 2018 Black Friday tanks for sale. And outside of the Rudy, I think for the price, as far as the tier 8 goes, you know, the Rudy was $32.50 in gold. So for a little extra gold, you get yourself a tier 8. Hard to say that they're exactly the same playstyles because obviously this tank is a lot faster and has a lot less armor than the Rudy, even though Rudy's a tier 7 medium. But as far as fun, both of these are fun tanks, and you can see what's happened here. We went around in Cap C, and here's part of what I'm talking about. Sometimes with this gun, you really gotta be patient with your aim time. I'm not sure if that's more of a byproduct of the equipment I'm running. It's not set up more as a sniper tank. But anyway, you can see the enemy Reds are pushing down the heavy line. They've got a WZ over there and another tank hanging back in the very back here. So here we are. Our average roll is 225. We've got a tank here at 490, so it's going to take us 3 shots to get through here. 212 on the first one. He's still sitting there. He starts to turn. I want to try to stay perpendicular and kind of outrun his gun, but if I can. But again, staying perpendicular, 3 shots to finish him off. And we've got the WZ now in our sights. I really think maybe I should have pushed forward and taken that one-shot Leo out. But I know this WZ is a really deadly tank, and getting this guy out of the game is certainly key to having a successful game. And now it's 4-on-2. Finish off the M103, and you can see again being really cautious with my hit points, keeping those to the end, bouncing the T-34, and now we've gotten it to 2-on-2. Know this Patton's coming back around. Want to try to protect his back. Excuse me. Figure that T-34 is coming around the side. Look at that. We can't even pen the side of his turret if it's angled. Know he's going to be slower. Want to help out the Patton here. So trying to come around. Look at this. We bounce the top of the turret on the T-54. Get a shot into the side. Patton would have finished him off anyway, but he gets the kill. And he's getting out of there with just a few hit points left. Thought the T-34 might have been coming through the middle, but that's why I went up there to get a quick spot on him, and figured that the Patton would come around and get between me and him, just so that we could use my hit points at this point in time. So I'm telling the Patton not to engage. He comes around through the cap here, and I am going to use my hit points here as distraction. So up we go. Up and over. Get our shot in. We're going to take one shot there. Get our second tracking shot in. And oh, good old Patton's going to come in here. Get a nice shot in. Tough being 2-on-1 with 2 fast tanks. And so we finish him off. Doing 22-25 in damage. Good little effort there with a Patton. Nice teammate. 125 credits. I think I might have had a mission in there. Alright guys, Middleburg. Yeah, top tier. And this is a map that this tank was made for, with all of these hills. Being able to accelerate as fast as this tank can. This tank is going to excel on this map, I'll tell you that. If you get a team that doesn't go down. So anyway, we're going to push straight on up to the middle. Go on up this ridgeline and get our spot in. Up we go. There's the Rudy. I get spotted as well. So got to be careful here. Not sure if there's anyone else on the other side of this ridge. And there's the E25. So, no, I can't really back down because he is almost looking at me right there. So we got to push forward. And we just got to trade some hit points here. Luckily, we get a miss. And he's taken out before we can reload. So we know the E25's around this corner. Sure enough, there he is. We coax a bounce out of him. No, he's got a fast reload, but he is on the way down. So, here we are up a tank. We got 3 tanks up on the hill, and, you know, really wanted to go around and get on the backside of these tanks. But in hindsight, after the end of this game, I'm thinking maybe that wasn't the smartest move. Here we're coming in behind them, and look at this. I'm shooting the butt of a KV-5, and we bounce. What? Really? We're going to give that another shot. This time on the turret. We'll get that one to go in. And so I'm seeing them all push all the way to the other edge. I can't get my way through the town. Not the way I want to in this tank anyway, because I can't take any shots. And this is where it gets a little bit frustrating. Was hoping to hit the Scorpion. Hit the T-34. Again, we're climbing the hill. Want to get a shot in on that T-34. We just get a track shot, no damage. Meanwhile, the rest of my team is trapped down in town, which is the reason I got out of there. We're still getting damage in. Kind of an unlucky roll with HE on the side of the Scorpion there. But anyway, you can imagine what's going to happen. Both of these two tanks are 2-on-1 at the moment. But I'm trying to get in, get as much hit points in here. There's an HE 278 roll. And poor old T-54 lightweight is not much longer for this game. Lucky little snapshot in there. It's 4-on-1, so rest of this game is 2x speed. Keep up. We're just gonna get this one to go to completion. Obviously a 4-on-1, not much chance here. So seeing that Vindicator go back into base, give him a shot. So now he knows where we're at. He is actually gonna turn and head towards us. I'm trying to trick these guys to make them think that I'm going back up the hill, but I'm not. So I turn around. There's Vindicator. Try a lucky snapshot. Switch over to APCR. Get the kill. And I think maybe I should have just kept going around the back of town, because I cut through the middle here, and oof, yeah, that kind of hurt there. That was about 1,300 hit points all at one time, I think. But anyway, I'm going to circle back around, hoping to reset cap at least. And bounce the side of a Tiger. So, as you can imagine, they cap out, and I'm still alive, which is part of the reason that my survival rate was higher than my win rate. But 2583 in damage, you know, I did my part. Gotta hate a Black Prince that goes into town and only can get a couple shots in. You can see we shot every single tank in the game. A lot of gold tanks there. Alright guys, so last game, technically bottom tier, only one tier 9. Call was, I called for C. I mean, obviously with a T49 mod 1, we're more suited for that side. We did have a couple good heavies, and I would have been happy if they'd have gone to A, but you see they're sitting there up, lingering in spawn. Meanwhile, we're just at the other side of corner of the map here, and our heavies are just now going, and our VK 100-01 100-01P is the guy headed close towards B, and he starts mouthing off after he gets killed here in a second. But anyway, we've gotten a nice hold down position on the corner of the map here. Our T49 sits on the hill and dies without doing any damage. Meanwhile, we are capping C, and I don't know. Our guys must have just stopped going to A and turned around. I'm just not sure what happened here. So anyway, we're gonna push on forward, and I was hoping to go ahead and use my speed to flank around, but I noticed that most of them are on the other side of the map already. And I'm going to get a really lucky shot here on the JP2, and RNG is going to kick my butt here in a little bit. 204 across the map, leading him by that much. Wasn't in my sights. And towards the end of the game, RNG is going to get even with me on that JP2, you watch. But anyway, I saw that AT was sitting on top of the hill there. All he had to do was back around. He had support behind him. I could have slowed him down. He could have turned around, But instead, he pulls forward and takes a beating. So anyway, the VK's gone. He's starting to complain about kids going to C, and we only have one base now. But by being slow and not getting into a good defensive position, he's really cost us the game. RU here would love to just ram him, but the AMX takes him out. Stupid kids always go C. Okay. Anyway, meanwhile, we're dishing out damage. And you're dead. So anyway, they've got 2 caps. And we're putting a hurt here on this IS-6. You can see not much problems whatsoever with our pen on an IS-6. Here comes the Tier 9 French Premium. And this is what I'm talking about here, coming up on this JP2 as he comes up. Shoots. What? Nothing? Not even a bounce? Didn't even hit the dirt? What? Shoot again. Got a nice roll there. 265. But how about this one? 182. Because it doesn't matter. Our whole team died off. Meanwhile, we did 2797 in damage, 62,000 credits. Not a lot of help from our heavies. So, with that being said, for 5,000 gold, this really is not a bad tank if you like really fast playstyle. You got to be careful not to get yourself into the middle of trouble that you can't get yourself out of. So, when you're going spotting, make sure that you always have an escape route. And it's a fun tank. I can't go wrong. I prefer the Rudy, but this would be my second choice of those Black Friday tanks. So anyway, guys, have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated. Not fingered. Littlefinger out.